Hey, happy campers!
This is Camp Counselors.
A good-natured podcast hosted by your favorite fake camp counselors, Zachariah and Jonathan.
Here at Camp Shady Birch, we love the great outdoors in theory.
But we'd much rather spend our time making friendship bracelets,
spreading camper gossip,
keeping our heads in the clouds,
and avoiding archery at all costs.
We know we would make great camp counselors, minus the fact that we know little to nothing about camping.
So grab your sunscreen and bug spray because things are about to get campy.
This is Camp Counselors. Hey, happy campers! You might be noticing something a little different.
If you're watching on YouTube, yes, we have switched cabins. The counselor cabin got an upgrade.
Yee! A much needed upgrade, I will say.
Yeah, we've had these props to hang up for a long time, and we've just been kind of kicking our feet around, but we switched our bedrooms in our apartment because this made the most sense to have as a more functional space for the rest of our work. And we were we can dedicate an actual corner to filming a podcast. And we spent 3 hours hanging all this stuff and setting up lights and getting all focused. I love it.
I love it too. And it definitely was not as easy as I thought it was going to be. I thought it was going to be hey, let's throw shit up. But we were oh, this doesn't work on this wall. This doesn't work on this wall.
No, because you have to frame it to be filmed. Yeah. So it's you can't just put things on a normal wall length. It's all a little lower because we're sitting down. But I think we did a great job.
I think we did too. We honestly, we had most of this, if not all of it, before we even started episode 1. Mm-hmm. And we just hadn't put anything up. And I feel there was a reason for it. You said it before. There was a reason we didn't start putting it up.
Yeah, the universe knew that we were going to switch the cabins. And that's why the universe was wait. I really believe in energy like that. That is so crazy that you say that. I always believe that everything happens for a reason. And everyone's time comes when it's supposed to come. If you don't get something you really want, it wasn't meant for you, because hindsight is always 20/20. And when you look back, it always comes out in the wash.
It always makes sense. Hindsight is 20/20.
So I discovered something really interesting.
Go off.
So I was looking at this website called secretnyc.co, and they have really cool events for what's going on in New York. And I was okay, what's happening for Halloween this weekend? And there was a section that was okay, where are the best places in New York to trick or treat? And I was just curious, in our neighborhood, which one would it be? And they break them down by boroughs and neighborhoods. And I looked at our neighborhood and I was I wonder if it's close to us. I look at a fully made map that someone in this neighborhood has made. It is coming down our block. So you weren't home this weekend, and I texted you and I said, you need to get some candy, because if these kids come and knocking at our door, what are we going to give them? Rice cakes, ramen packets, beer?
What do we have down there that we could give them? Not even cold beer, warm beer. It's not even in the fridge.
It hasn't even refrigerated. So you picked up some candy, and what candy did you pick?
Okay. Well, let me just say that I thought about getting candy before, and we didn't, because we didn't think it was going to be a thing.
You've been saying all month that we need to get candy.
I have been.
And I kept saying, no, I don't want that in the house, because I'm on a weight loss journey, okay?
Also, can we just say that as we record this, I know that Halloween has passed, but it is Halloween night, Halloween late afternoon, and turning into night.
And the street is bumping right now.
It is. If you can hear things, or if we have to cut this early, or if you hear a knocking at the door or a rustling in the leaves, it might be a spooky little goblin. It's just our neighbor. Anyway, but the candy that I got was pretty much the leftover candy that they had, which was, hey, not too bad. The flavored Tootsie Rolls, the candy flavored ones.
What is that? You keep saying that. I don't know what you're talking about. What does that mean?
They're not the normal chocolate flavored ones. They're
let's
color.
not call that chocolate, first of all. Let's just stop it right there.
It's quote unquote chocolate. It's fake chocolate.
That is an artist's interpretation of something.
Right.
The Yoo-hoo version of chocolate.
Well, it is chocolate drink. It is chocolate eat. Well, it's lemon and orange. It's always the ones that I dodged, because I was those look toxic, those look stupid, those look silly, but I had them. They're pretty good.
Yeah, I hate those. I don't like that texture. You love stuff like that. So you're eating those alone.
Yes. And of course, the dots. I love dots.
Were dots available?
I have, yeah, there's a couple, and I'm so sorry to those who aren't going to be getting them, because I cracked open that bag. I went to go visit my brother, and that's his favorite candy, and we watched Hocus Pocus 1 and 2, and we did eat a lot of the candy that we were supposed to give out to the children.
So you love to eat paper and sugar.
No. You're thinking...
gummy dots?
Yeah, the gumdrops. You're thinking of, wait, hold on. You're thinking of what are those? Oh, the candy buttons were on the receipt paper. I just eat the receipt paper. I don't have a problem with that either.
Options of candy, no wonder they were left. These are horrific.
Babe, I wanted to get them earlier, and I wanted to get the king size bars, but there were literally none left.
You got one more candy, and I think it's a little bit of a saving grace. They're not bad.
Oh,
those are good.
Caramel apple lollipops.
Those are good.
I fucked up my permanent retainer last night.
What happened?
I bit into it and then I had to stop myself, but it was like I couldn't even.
It was pulling?
I literally felt like a child. I was like, okay, I have to stop, like a child with braces. I have a permanent retainer on the bottom of my bottom row behind it. And yeah, it started pulling at it and it shifted the it's like a chain and it shifted it up a little bit. So I tucked it back down and I'm praying to God that my orthodontist is not watching this. Dr. Glenn, I swear I didn't eat anything caramel. Like you told me back in 9th grade when I got my braces off, I swear it.
Well, it's finally getting dark out, so I can hear the. You know, it's so funny about Halloween, right? I just hear these noises of just screams and yells. Like, what is everyone doing out there? Everyone's just like, rah, rah, rah. It's excitement.
They're just
joy.
like giggling and throwing.
Campers, what are you guys doing out there? Why is everyone screaming and having fun?
Are you guys bobbing for apples in the river?
I would want to do a lap. I think we should just like after this, I think we should just like walk around and just see the hullabaloo. What's all the hocus pocus about?
Hey, it's only hocus pocus.
I know.
I hate to make this a Halloween themed episode because it's not
Halloween,
but it's Halloween when we're recording it. So like the excitement is real. I feel my bush burning.
It's palpable even. Oh no, that's a medical thing I can't talk about on camera because it's not diagnosed yet.
Yeah, not yet.
Listen, campers. It's going to be a great episode. We have a new set, a new lease on life, and a new love for horrific candy options.
And I got new boobs. I got them done also by Dr. Glenn, who is sponsoring this episode. Orthodontist or boobologist. He'll get you fixed in no time. This is when you cut me off.
I was going to say, I noticed that you went from a sensible triple D to a quadruple G.
And if you guys want to see this for real, come on, go to YouTube. YouTube.com. We don't have a handle yet, but we will soon. But look up Camp Counselors Podcast. I know you want to see it.
So you can see the new set and see these big old jugs. We're shaking them. Ooh.
Jesus Christ.
Sorry, God.
Attention campers, please meet at the old flagpole under the tall pine for morning announcements.
Morning announcements. Attention campers. Last week's camp cleanup competition winners have earned an 8-minute shower instead of the allotted 5-minute shower. So congratulations to Cabin 7. Scrub up because you smell like an Italian sub.
You know what's crazy? When I went to camp, we did have to do 5-minute showers. So you would bring quarters to camp and this is real. I'm not even joking. I really went to camp, guys. You would bring a roll of quarters and it would only take 5 minutes at a time, but people would lock themselves in the showers and then just re-up after the 5 minutes. And I'm like, we all just came from field day. I'm covered in shaving cream and powdered Jello, and I need to get it out of my ears before the ear infection sets in. But yeah, I just want to let you guys know that congrats on the 8-minute showers because we do hold a very sturdy 5-minute rule here at Camp Shady Birch. But for you guys,
listen, let's save that water. All right, so my morning announcement, I'm not sure if everyone had heard this, but in New York, the rats had a little anarchy.
The rats are absolutely going to hate this announcement.
We are taking the fight to the rats. This is not Ratatouille.
The rats don't run this city. We do.
I don't know if they were setting down traps. Basically, they were trying to kill all of the rats, and it sounded like bad news for them. However, this story is good news because this is coming from Emily Lefroy, and this article says, rats with tiny backpacks could soon save the lives of earthquake survivors. So essentially, there was this Belgian nonprofit that trains animals to save people's lives. And since I guess rats are small enough and they have a great sense of smell, they were excellent candidates for this. So they strapped them into these little backpacks and they sent them into these simulated disaster areas for 15 minutes, 5 times a week. And they would basically have to find like a person that was trapped in this rubble. When they find the person, they pull this little switch that triggers a beeper, and the rats would get a little treat and something to snack on while they await help. And there was like, I guess, a GPS.
Oh, it's a tracking situation for the missing people. I was like, what's in this little backpack? Like a Lunchable? Like, what are they going to eat? Like,
yeah, they said the people are trapped in the earthquake and they're like, hey, I brought you one Cheez-It.
It's like a little scroll, like a little like ripped piece of paper. And it's like, hey, how are you? Like it's like a little like no, like circle yes or no. Do you like me?
They're like, I'm literally dying of blood loss. No, but in all
Oh.
seriousness, they have little GPSs in there, and there was a microphone that works like both ways. Also, this hasn't happened yet. They're basically still training them, but they plan on sending these little.
that.
I know. I think it's a cute idea. See them with their little. I feel like we're just keep on coming back to animals with tiny little things. Their little book bags, and they're off to class with their trapper keeper. Like, where's classroom 7?
I love it. There's like a rat in the middle of the rubble, and it's like the humans don't rule this rubble, the rats do. The rats really have been being attacked. I actually have seen so many rats in New York. So that was the whole thing. Like, there's an increased rat population since COVID, and like it's really been bad in New York. And I see them everywhere. We're lucky though; our street doesn't have like an adjacent restaurant super close by, I guess.
We have one on the corner, but
We
that's
do.
far enough away.
It's far enough away. Like I feel like if you're like in a really close proximity to a restaurant, you're gonna see a little Remy Ratatouille running around. Hey, looking for cheese.
Nothing little about them. They're huge.
Well, I like that they're like repurposing them. It's like what we did to the pigeons in the 50s, but hopefully we keep them respected, unlike the pigeons in the 50s.
You love that. Also, today the pigeons were acting weird today.
They were.
I was driving.
What did you say about them?
So I was driving from Philly back. I was driving from Philly back to New York, just outside of Camp Shady Birch, and they were flying in circles, and they kept flying in circles. And I was like, "Uh-oh, someone updated their OS system, and it's malfunctioning." Because I am a believer that the rats belong to the bourgeoisie, and they're all robots programmed.
The birds and the rats belong to the bourgeoisie. Is that what you're saying?
That's exactly what I'm saying.
Oh my God. So that's why New York is constantly under surveillance, you guys. It's full of
Yeah.
rats and pigeons everywhere galore.
I wonder if rats remember people's faces, because a lot of people don't know that pigeons remember your face.
Rats are so smart. Rats are always looking for a food, and they're gonna remember your face for sure. I never forget a face. I will forget a name. I will not forget a face.
That's why you're my favorite rat.
Oh, thank you. You're my favorite bourgeoisie robot pigeon.
Thank you. Thank you. Anyway, so like I said, the little backpacks had GPSs in them. They also had a camera and a speaker with a microphone that has direct communication between the victim and the search and rescue, which is, I guess it makes sense. So the training for these little rats with their backpacks began in 2021, and it will take 9 to 12 months to train each rat. I didn't know the lifespan of a rat was more than 9 to 12 months. I gotta be honest.
I thought, yeah, I would say so. I would say a rat can live up to 4 years. Am I correct?
I couldn't. Okay.
Okay, we're going to fact check that one, you guys, and we'll come back to you because the rats at Camp Shady Birch, I swear I've seen that mother rat under the porch by the infirmary. She's had multiple litters and her teeth are getting yellow and long. And every morning I walk down to her and I feed her whatever's left over from the mess hall. And she says, "Thank you so much." And she wears a little crown. And what do you call the fabric on picnic tables?
Like plaid?
No, what is that? There's a word. Gingham. She wears a baby blue gingham blouse
Yeah.
and little ruby slippers. And I think what happened was she once participated in a Dorothy Halloween costume and she just never took it off. So she's been around. All this to say, that rat has been living on Camp Shady Birch for a minimum of 24 years.
It was like 24 hours because it's literally Halloween while we record this.
We're not sure, guys. We're going to come back to you guys on that and we're going to figure out how long a rat lives.
But I was thinking this could be bad news if it gets into the wrong hands, because we could have like a rat mafia on our. What if it gets into the hands of the mafia and they can like send rats into little spaces or send rats out like they did with the carrier pigeons, and they have little spy cameras and microphones.
Listen, if it's on Yahoo News, babe, I'm sure the mafia already found out about it 6 months ago. Okay, the mafia wasn't like checking their like Reddit page, being like, "Oh my god, new idea!" Like they already are aware of this. I'm sure.
I just think it's scary and it should be on all of our radars. But I also love that it's kind of flipping the rats on their heads, because they were once New York's worst criminals, and now I guess
they're Belgium's best search and rescue animals.
Exactly. Well, they're gonna deploy them in the United States of America.
Can I ask you a question? Have you ever seen on TV those videos of those dogs that like go through the tunnels? They're like terriers and they like compete in tunnel racing.
The ones that go really fast.
Yeah, but you can. It's almost like a giant ant farm from the side. It's like plexiglass, and you can see the little terrier like going through the tunnel.
No.
It used to come on after the dog show on Thanksgiving. It was like, and up next, Terrier's Great Escape in the tunnel. It was real.
And
No.
they just like go through all like the little tunnels.
I feel like the more I look at you while I say this, the more I believe that I'm making it up. But I
don't
think
you're
it's
making it up.
real.
But I've seen the ones where they go really, really fast and they have to go in and out of the little
No,
the things where they're
you're
like
thinking of the Puppy Olympics, babe. This is
Puppy Bowl.
Ant Farm for
Alien Ant Farm.
Yeah, it's called Terrier Farm. Terrier Ant Farm. Yeah.
Now streaming on Freevee, formerly IMDb TV. Do you have a story for us?
Yes, guys, I had a story up until 4 minutes ago before we sat down to record this podcast, and I saw this on my phone, breaking news, and I was so shocked that I had to share it with you. Oh, wait, you already know, but I'm going to ask you and just pretend like you don't know for a minute.
Perfect.
To keep this going along.
All my life.
Wait, so one of my favorite actresses of all time came out and gave some hot tea. And she's already given this tea in the 80s, I believe, but we're kind of resurfacing this information, and I never knew. Julia Roberts, okay, when she was born, what person, famous person, I'll give you a hint, an activist, paid for her birth?
Do you want me to lie and pretend I don't know?
Yes.
The Dalai Lama?
No, see, most people automatically assume Dalai Lama. No, it was Martin Luther King Jr. and Coretta Scott. Their family paid for Julia Roberts' birth. What are
Which
your
is
thoughts on this?
crazy. I don't know. I literally never heard of this, and it seems like a lot of other people hadn't heard of it either. Why wasn't this more known to the public?
So she recently did an interview with Gayle King.
Yeah.
And Gayle King has no relation to Martin Luther King, just so you guys know.
Right.
And Gayle was like, hey, like, you have a really interesting connection to Martin Luther King Jr. And I feel like Julia is so coy about it. She's like, ugh, you guys did your research. Like, Julia, shout this from the rooftops. This is like top information here. I'm so excited about this. So, guys, long story short, in Atlanta in the 50s or 60s?
60s, I think.
60s. Julia Roberts' parents ran an acting school, and in the 60s, obviously there was a lot of segregation in the South, and the Martin Luther King Jr.'s kids had a hard time like getting into an acting school. So they reached out to the Roberts, and they're like, "Hey, can our kids come here?" Like Coretta Scott specifically was like, "Hey, can the kids come here?" And then the Roberts were like, "Yeah, send them on in," and they became like really good friends. And when Julie was born, Martin Luther King and Coretta Scott, they paid for the hospital bills.
I think that's crazy that not more people don't know that.
It's especially just like a crossover that I never saw coming.
Me too, but especially for the time, I don't know why that's not more known.
And it also like, so I look at Julia Roberts and I say instantly talented, stunning, gorgeous, amazing, beautiful, but I almost like don't even like associate her with that time frame. They just feel so separate. But yeah, when Julia Roberts was born, like Martin Luther King was still alive.
Yeah.
How crazy that crossover in Atlanta. How sweet though.
I know. I love that. Wow. Spread the news. Why was she being so coy about it too?
I don't know. I think she just like has such immense respect for their entire family that it almost, I think it's so like cool and honorable that she's like, yeah, I didn't tell you because it's such a family thing and you wouldn't get it because you're not a part of our family unit. Like they're very close families. Like they have such respect for each other. And this was like, oh my God, it's just incredible. And I just love her. And I can't believe I never knew this.
We love you, Julia Roberts.
Okay, my favorite Julia Roberts film, since everybody is asking in the comments, I'm anticipating it. It's a movie called August, Osage County. I talk about it nonstop. It's my favorite movie of all time, I'm pretty sure. She is in it with Meryl Streep. And if you've never seen it, it is currently streaming on Netflix. Sorry, Freevee. It's streaming on Netflix. So if you guys want a real family Midwest Plains drama with a lot to unfold, this is the one for you guys. It starts at a cast and Julia Roberts just destroys the silver screen per usual. She's amazing. I want to see her new movie with George. I love George Clooney.
Oh yeah, I forget what it's called, but I want to see it too. Maybe we should watch it tonight.
The Best Exotic Marigold Hotel Part 4, Trip from Azkaban's Revenge.
I think precisely.
No, it's not called that, you guys. It's something about something, but we're going to figure it out and we're going to get back to you.
Yeah, it's like a bunch of hot people on vacation and there's like a crime and like some comedy relief.
No, that's White Lotus, which also season 2 came out last night. I know. I saw it and I was like, I'm going to wait for you to come home.
Oh, I can't wait. Okay, now I'm going to leave my phone upstairs and we can.
Yes, you learned a lot from last week and I appreciate that.
Yes.
Well, Julia, if you're listening to this podcast, you're welcome to come on anytime to Camp Shady Birch. We do have a corn artist rendering of your body, just your bust actually, in the Welcome Center.
Yes, it is in the Welcome Center. It's right when you walk in. It is behind 3 panes of glass.
Yeah, the back is actually open for you to get a little nibble if you want one, but there is a full bust of Julia Roberts made of corn.
Not behind 3 panes of glass, for the back to be completely open.
A lot of people don't know this, but do you know who actually commissioned that? Former camper Whoopi Goldberg. Yep. So it all comes back, guys. It all what does life do? It always comes back to Whoopi. Yes. Okay.
I was gonna say Camp Shady Birch, but Whoopi too.
Love you, Julia.
Love you.
Get out of the water and onto the dock. You're not going to believe what I just heard.
Welcome back to Gossip Doc. This is the point of the show where listeners submit some really great stories to us, juicy gossip that we just love to share with you guys. And I'm excited for this week. So what do we have on the docket, Jonathan?
The docket at the Gossip Doc. So this listener sent this in. Also, you can send all them in. Let's switch to just emails. If you could just email them to us. Campcounselorspod@gmail.com.
Campcounselorspod@gmail.com, campers.
It's getting a little hard to keep up with the DMs. So send them to our email. So this listener writes, when I was 15, I attended the Relay for Life event at my high school. At this event, we camped out on the track and field lawn, and every hour we walked a lap to raise money for cancer and research. Walking a lap, that sounds my speed. This event wasn't just about charity, though. With the perfect combination of a candlelit track, secluded tents, and lack of chaperoning, it was made for a notorious hookup affair. Did your school ever do something like this?
My church did. We did a 30-hour famine, which is a very similar thing in a church where we don't eat for 30 hours. We're going to raise money for hungry children.
Oh, is that like a potluck or something? Or
At the end, there's a potluck, and it's like, wow, you didn't eat for 30 hours.
Eat up.
Here is cornbread and someone's homemade rice.
My middle school did a 24-hour run where they literally, like, everybody was camped in the middle of the track on the school, and everybody ran. My brother did it. I didn't, though.
That's exactly what this is. That's what this is.
Yeah, that's what it sounds like it is. But this is for a good cause. Ours was just to do it.
Oh, just for fun?
Just for fun.
Are you sure there was no charity involved?
I don't think there was a charity involved.
Interesting. We'll get back to the story.
Okay. So it was made for a notorious hookup affair. Okay. Filled with excitement over the absence of parental supervision and wanting to fit in, I sought out my target. Things were getting steamy and I anticipated hooking up below the belt for the first time ever.
Nelly at a school event? Scandiloso.
How scandalous. I was a rather sheltered kid, and I was not aware that people groomed down there. Hey, you know what? It happens.
That is a shocking statement.
So I was healthy. So I was rocking a, in all caps, healthy bush.
I love that for her.
As my hookup's hand slid down my pants, it remained there for just a moment before he quickly retracted. Mm-hmm. I couldn't figure out why until the next Monday at school. Everyone was calling me Bush.
Bush.
Bush was my nickname. Absolutely mortified, but fun to laugh at now. Cheers.
Oh, George W. Bush, listen, okay? No one told you back then that you had to keep things a little tidy, okay? And listen, everyone's free to rock whatever sort of shrubbery they're looking to rock. But you know what? For the first time in a dark tent, someone's hand might feel like they were getting attacked by a snapping turtle down there, okay? So, oh my God, it's just a really funny story there. I laughed out loud when I read that. That was so funny.
I know. But also, you know, hey, if you're rocking a bush now, rock that bush. Braid it if you want to. Put some beads in it if you'd like to. Hey, that's some people's thing. Mm-hmm. It's not my thing. But if it's your thing, that's okay. I just think it's so, you know, again, I don't want to make it too serious, but they lack so much in the sex education when we're younger. They just don't tell you anything. They're like, don't do it, you'll die.
You know what's funny? This is a little TMI camper, so make sure the kids aren't listening. About a week and a half ago, I was in the shower and I actually looked down at my own bush and I had said to myself, I said, Zach, get this under control. And sometimes you don't even realize that things down there can become a little unbecoming, campers. So make sure you look at yourself in the mirror and you give yourself the respect and decency to love the way you look. If you love that, you love that. You get that, girl. If you don't love that, then take care of it, okay? I don't love that on me. So you know what I did? I went in our giant, in our camp cabin.
Thank you.
In our camp cabin, We have a luxurious antique clawfoot bathtub that we ordered from a Venetian art dealer right now. So I got in the clawfoot bathtub and I just took care of business, okay? And I got out of that. I looked at myself in the mirror and I said, there's the guy I know. There's the guy I remember. So to this camper, I hope that she feels the confidence to rock her George W.H. Bush wherever she feels most confident. And I love that for her. But I think hooking up at a school at night is so scandalous and so fun.
That is so
I would have
scandalous.
lived for that. I had a phase in my life when I was really into like public hooking up when I was in high school with
I
my high
know.
school boyfriend.
Yeah.
We like did that so much. It's like the adrenaline. It's like when you steal when you're younger, like you don't really need to steal that gum, but there's something about it. I love that. I'll never jump out of a plane, but there's other things I'll do.
Well, with that, I thank you for shaving your George W. Bush.
Mm-hmm.
Because I did feel like a little rat looking for a food.
Okay, you don't have to have any opinions on my bush, okay? Just applaud me and support me in any way that I see fit.
Insert applause sound effect.
Grab your bug juice and bear spray, campers. It's time to pack it up and take a hike.
It's time for Take a Hike, the part of the show where we tell something that's annoying us to take a hike. What's been grinding your gears?
I really thought about it and we talked about it together and I said, like, what is annoying me this week? And you brought it to my attention and I was like, oh my God, I talk about that so much. Okay. Why are certain seasonal items not available on the holiday? Like they've already run out, okay? Why is my pumpkin beer not available October 10th? We are still, 21 days away from Halloween and you don't have any more available? It's just, it's weird. It's a weird thing, okay? Like, I'm all for having flavors early. I love that. Get into the festivities. But they should be available. They should be in stock until the holiday. And that goes for Christmas. There's no Easter available flavor. That's fine. Maybe it's just Halloween. Maybe it's just Christmas. But either way, it really makes me frustrated. I want things when I want them.
It's very true. I literally couldn't get my pumpkin today as we record this. It is Halloween, but I couldn't get my pumpkin cold brew.
Mm-hmm.
It was sold out. And they were like, oh, and maybe it was because of where it was. It was at one of the highway
No,
stops.
it's everywhere. It's everywhere.
But even like Thanksgiving is a pumpkin heavy winter vegetable
Oh my God.
holiday.
I would say pumpkin can go way into, I would go Black Friday. Pumpkin stops at Black Friday.
It could go to January.
No.
A little Christmas pumpkin?
No.
You never put a little pumpkin
No,
in the
because
tree?
there's a lot of Christmas flavors. Okay, cinnamon can transcend fall to winter.
Pine tree.
For true. For sure.
Yeah,
For true.
For true.
For
We're talking
true on that? Yeah.
And I feel like last year it might have been the start of some of this kind of like winding it back a little bit. I feel like this year they kind of started some Halloween stuff a little bit later than usual. Maybe I just wasn't paying attention. But I know the Christmas is already rocking and rolling and reeling, and it has been for weeks now. But I feel like, yeah, they're like so ready for the next holiday that we don't just feel our oats in the moment it is now. I don't want to walk into Target today, October 31st, and I don't want it to feel like a holly jolly holiday. I want it to feel like a spooky, ooky special.
Yeah, I just want to sit in our moments and enjoy the holiday season in which we're in. I do think pumpkin can go further than Halloween. Definitely into Thanksgiving. They're really done with pumpkin though. Are you thinking about think about it. Like that, like what's November? It goes right into Christmas flavors?
Maybe that's why I'm saying maybe they were just out of it.
My God.
But yeah, they start to cut it short before it should be cut short.
Well, listen, I love a Shipyard pumpkin head with a cinnamon sugar rim caramel please. And when it's not available on October 10th and they're just done for the season, it feels like a real slap in the face. Okay. It makes me angry, but I'll get over it.
Yeah, now they're serving like frostbite cranberries with like a dingleberry rim for Christmas.
Oh, I love a dingleberry rim.
I know you do.
Anyways, that's what's really grinding my gears this week. I'm not talking about that any further. Will you please tell me what you would like to take a hike?
Okay. So what I would like to take a hike is the people who purchase something, usually electronically. And then there's that thin layer of plastic that's supposed to protect things. I'm talking cell phones. I'm talking appliances in the kitchen, like a dishwasher, a microwave, even, especially a microwave. And they don't pull that little protective layer off.
Mm-hmm.
I get it if you're waiting for your protective screen to come in if you purchased one. I'm one to purchase those. But there are people who leave it on for so long. Dad, I love you, and I know you listen to this, but my dad has a Samsung Galaxy tablet with a shattered screen that has the peel protector on it. Shattered screen.
Oh my God. It's shattered behind the plastic?
Behind the plastic.
Well, now the plastic has a job. It's keeping that thing together.
Well, it was supposed to be, it was supposed to be holding it together before it didn't do a good job. Those who are doing it, what are you holding together?
I know.
Your lives?
Sometimes I forget, like the Peloton on the wheels.
I was gonna say that. That's what
they're
reminded
gone
me.
now.
They are.
They're gone.
I saw them on the bed.
Yeah.
Over here in our new camper cabin, we did have on our Peloton the wheel that had the blue plastic protector still on it.
I didn't realize it though. I felt stupid.
I did.
Yeah, and you could have peeled it off. I also had it on my microwave a long time and I didn't realize that either.
That's
I don't
when
do it intentionally.
It starts to get like weird white
The
bubbles
warp.
around
It's
it.
warped.
Yeah, and it looks fucked up.
I never do it. Like, I'm not like trying to protect it. Sometimes I just don't realize it. Sometimes those stickers are so seamless. Congrats, sticker manufacturers, that I don't even realize that it has the protective seal on it.
It is really satisfying when you pull it off too. It's like, ooh.
Yeah, like this microwave will never be as sexy ever again. This is your peak, girl. You better take photos of yourself now because you'll be looking back 10 years from now at the junkyard saying, remember when I was that shiny? Ever seen Toaster's Great Escape? What's that movie called?
The Brave Little Toaster.
That movie was so fierce.
It was so good.
Was that Disney or Nickelodeon?
Neither. Thank you for
DreamWorks
asking.
put their pussy into that movie,
They
okay?
did.
Was it DreamWorks?
No, I don't think it was. I don't know who made it, but it was.
You know who I loved in that movie?
Wait, let me guess.
Obviously the Toaster, but you can't talk about him.
Did you like the blankie?
Oh, I did. I liked the old man vacuum.
Oh yeah.
He felt protective. He felt upset, but he felt like home.
Today we took the window unit out, and I was thinking about how the window unit, the air conditioner in the movie, died.
I don't remember that. I haven't seen it in years.
It was like a little traumatizing because it was like, oh, all the appliances
Yeah.
in your house are alive, but when they stop working, they stop working.
Oh, kind of a metaphor for life. And that's a really sweet way to teach children that everybody is perishable. So guys, we're going to do a camp screening of Brave Little Toaster on the projector in the gymnasium.
And we will not have pumpkin spice lattes. Sorry, we stopped selling them last month.
No, all we got is Jiffy Pop and the red Kool-Aid because you bitches drink all the blue. I hate cherry. I don't like it stains my nipples. Sorry. Anyways.
Do you think the new counselor likes the top bunk or the bottom bunk? Over.
Either way, I'm giving them my boondoggle keychain. Over.
Crush of the week. Crush of the week.
Wait, I didn't hate it though. I didn't hate it. You kind of cut it short, but I liked it.
Okay, ready?
That was hot. No, let's just keep that one in.
Crush of the week. He told me not to sing. I should not have had that falsetto because that falsetto was false. Crush of the week. Okay, crush of the week. Camper crush of the week. This is the part of the show where we talk about who we've been crushing on this week. I've noticed that late at night you've been scrolling and I can't see because I took my contacts out, but I'd love to know who you're stalking late at night behind my back. Zachariah.
I'll tell you. Actually, I was looking at this person in bed the other night and I finally watched. Okay, let me just get into it. I'm crushing on a person and a thing at the same time. The person is Adele.
Rolling in the deep.
Rolling the deep. And I am not only rolling the deep, I am going down Adele's Lazy River. Did you watch the I Drink Wine music video yet?
No.
I watched it today.
Okay.
Guys, it came out this week. It is everything I love in a music video. First of all, I love a studio set. What
Right.
happened to the magic of old Hollywood on a studio set? It can look a little false to me, but it just feels whimsical, like Wizard of Oz.
Right.
You know, you can kind of see the depth thing. I like that look. This gives me that. It gives me really like a Love Boat. Adele comes down, starts the music video. She's on a lazy river on this gorgeous set, and she's rolling through the river, and she's holding a glass of wine, and she sings her little ditty. And I'm loving it because I love Adele. I love the idea of a lazy river. Guess what comes up next? If I couldn't love this fucking video anymore.
The video after this one ended?
In the video.
Oh.
Guess what the next element is?
What?
Synchronized swimmers.
Oh.
It is just a stunning video. And I'm crushing on it. I'm crushing on Adele because she's so talented. She's doing that lip thing the entire time.
Oh, the Adele lip.
The Adele lip. Guys, if you don't know the Adele lip, look it up. She has this very specific lip thing. I'm obsessed with it. I just love Adele. I've always loved Adele. Every album comes out. I love her so much. She really just sings to my womb lands in a really intense way. She does. I just really feel maternal when I listen to her.
Yeah.
Like, I don't think I'll ever be a mother, but when I feel like mama when I listen to her music.
Yeah.
It's so beautiful. She's a great singer. And the fact that she combined my favorite two things in the world, emotional music and water park adventure, I'm sold. It's such a good video. It's so fun. And it's like a great message in the song. And it's just beautifully shot. And the ending is really cool too. I won't tell you.
Can we watch it after this?
Yeah, of course.
Okay.
Of course. And so yeah, it's not my camp song of the week, but I am gonna add it to camp songs too, if that's okay.
Yeah.
Because it's a great song.
Yeah, why not?
But I just love Adele, and I could talk about her all day. I'll spare you the dramatics, but what is your favorite Adele song? I'm just curious.
Oh my God, I'm put on the spot.
It doesn't. I hate that. It doesn't have to be your favorite, okay? When someone says to you, "What's your favorite?" Shut up, okay? I'm just going to tell you something I enjoy in that category. So, what is a song that you enjoy by Adele? It takes the pressure off of it. Doesn't have to be the ultimate thing.
Turning Tables.
Mm-hmm. Good choice.
That's a good one.
It
Or
is.
Chasing Pavements.
Chasing Pavement is so classic. So
No, I could
effortless,
literally
so
just
timeless.
start listing songs that I like by her, but I'll stop myself
You know
there.
what song is so sad?
What?
It's probably her saddest.
What?
When we were young.
Oh, yeah.
I'm welling up thinking about it.
Mhm.
It's so, the way she conveys emotion into music, a powerhouse, dynamite. And she looks incredible right now. And I'm crushing on her. And I love to hang out with her. Remember when she was going on IG Live? That was so funny. What was she doing?
Yeah, I don't even know, but those memes of her, she was feeding into it too. She's like, will you have a collab with Peppa Pig?
Yeah.
No. Sorry, love.
Anyways, I love you, Adele. And I love thinking about you in a lazy river. You naughty, cheeky girl.
I love Adele. I am more of a Mac boy.
Oh.
It's a little computer joke for my little nerds who listen to this. But my camper crush of the week. What? Fuck off.
There's not a nerd that listens to this podcast.
We're all nerds.
Everyone that listens to this podcast is a Gorgina woman. She's fierce. She's got her hair flowing in the wind. She is in control of her life and she likes to giggle and she loves a glass of wine. Or she's gay.
Or sober. Can't relate. Anyway, my camper crush of the week is she's an influencer, I guess, of sorts. She's a person on the internet, and it is Lady Blue, BLU. Her Instagram and TikTok is the only Lady Blue. And she does, I showed you before, she does like one eyebrow that's blue, and she has blue hair, and she always has like different hair. And she just does like affirmations, like,
imagine meeting me for the first time. An experience, life-changing, life-altering, never the same again. I envy you.
but it's like affirmations that I listen to her say, and then I say them to myself in the mirror, and she just like really is killing it. I know.
That's amazing.
I love her. And a couple of months ago, back in June of this year, 2022, I messaged her on Instagram and I was just like, hey, girl, I genuinely loved her content on TikTok that I saw her out on Instagram, because I was like, I need more. I need to see this more on both timelines. And she messaged me back. She's so nice. And she's so cute. And I think she has big projects in the works. I really do think she's going to be a big star, but her affirmations, we could all use an affirmation. So how about let's take a minute.
Mm-hmm.
Close your eyes. Everyone close your eyes.
Okay.
And then repeat after me. Bitch.
Bitch. She's cool. I've seen her videos. You showed me them. She is really cool. What's her name again on Instagram and TikTok?
The only Lady Blue, and it's
The
Blue.
Only Lady Blue.
BLU.
Yeah, I like that. Like Bluey.
Yeah, and she's gained a lot of followers on Instagram, and she absolutely deserves it. She deserves the success. And I just think every time I see her, I stop and I turn that volume up, and I'm like, what does she have to say today? Because this is probably something I need to tell myself. And it's just inspirational. It's less like, I feel like if you take it for what it is, you could be like, oh, this is a person who is just saying these things about themselves, but the way that she projects it is definitely like, hey, bitch, you're that bitch. And
Oh,
and I
yeah,
appreciate
that's
that.
perfect.
And I feel like sometimes we all need that, me specifically. I think I need that little, like, I am that bitch. I will always be that bitch, always been that bitch.
Yeah, and
will
you found
continue
that in
to be
Lady Blue.
Yeah. And I really like her and I appreciate her. So if you're watching this, which you're probably not, but if you are, hi, love you.
Love you, Lady Blue.
And we love you, Adele.
What song's been stuck in your head all week? Welcome to Camp Songs. Howdy, campers. What songs have you been mumbling around the tennis courts while you fish, while you eat, while you shower? Because this counselor has been taking attendance and listening to all your little songs. And I heard one down by the creek that I really loved.
Yeah.
Do you remember the song La La by Ashley Simpson?
Yes, I do.
How good was that song?
That was a great... was that autobiography?
I couldn't
album?
tell you. I couldn't tell you.
It may have been.
Did she have more than one album?
Yeah.
The world deserved more than one album, and I'm glad that you gave it to us. Ashley Simpson, in my younger years, my biggest memory of her was lip syncing on SNL. And thinking back on that, I don't know why that was national news. You would have acted like that was an act of domestic terrorism, the way that the world shut down after Ashley Tisdale lip synced.
Simpson.
Sorry.
Oh, no.
After Ashley Simpson lip synced
Yeah.
on SNL. Like, who cared?
She was done so dirty because I'm pretty sure everybody, if not almost every single person, were lip syncing that song. Or not that song, but like on SNL, because it was live. It was, there's so many moving parts to it that she was not the first nor the last person.
I don't think every person on SNL lip syncs for sure. I think some people have before, and she just got caught dirty. But this song, La La, is just... I'm going to read you a couple lyrics. You make me wanna la la in the kitchen on the floor. I'll be a rich babe when I meet you at the door. I'm like an alley cat, drink the milk up, I want more. You make me wanna scream.
Make me like an alley cat. I want to lick up more.
I know. I feel like Ashley Simpson was maybe had the trajectory of the Beatles.
Yeah.
Someone who had a way with words, a wordsmith, if you will.
Like John Lemon.
Like John Lemon. But you know what? This batch of lemons went sour like a lime. And Ashley Tisdale went into obscurity.
Simpson.
Ashley Simpson went into obscurity. Where is she? Have we checked in on her lately?
I checked in on her on Instagram about 4 years ago, and from what I saw, she seemed to be doing okay. I'm not sure what she's doing now.
Was that the year that she didn't pay her full deposit for the camp, and that's why she couldn't come?
I was doing some stalking because I was like, hey girl, what's the scoop? You seem to be in cabin 42, but you're not paying for it. So what's good with that?
And that was weird because we did reach out to her sister, Jessica, and we asked Jessica if she could foot the bill for Miss Simps, but no response.
No response. We said,
if anyone listening has any contact with Ash, we're here for you. And we love you and we want you to come back to camp. And maybe you could even do a performance in lieu of payment for us of Lala.
Hey, we love you, Miss Tisdale.
Simpson.
That's a good song. That whole album, Autobiography. I think that's the album. I honestly could be wrong.
I'll fact check.
She just had such anthems that I think she needed more notoriety for. But, she always lived in that shadow of her sister. And then after she got out of it, she was in that shadow of SNL. And it just... What was the deal? What happened? They switched the song last minute is what she said, but I don't know if that's true or not.
No, the wrong song played.
Oh.
Which I'm like, if I was her manager, I wouldn't have had more options on one USB. I'd been like, that's the one.
First off, it was probably a floppy disk or a burned CD.
Also, you were correct. It was Autobiography.
Okay, so got stains on my t-shirt. Maybe I'll stop myself there because somewhere along the lines that's gonna be my camp song because that was a bop and I loved it so much. But that's a good song. I forgot about that song honestly until you brought it up.
Well, Piece of Me was the real title track.
Yeah, that was also a great song, but I think Autobiography was superior.
We love you, Ashley Simpsons.
If you want my autobiography, baby, just ask me. So.
What is your camp song of the week?
Oh my God, what is my camp song of the week? Oh, okay. So Taylor Swift, I'm sure by this time everybody's kind of maybe on the outs kind of annoyed of hearing about so much Taylor Swift, but I, for one, am not. So my camp song of the week was my favorite song that came off of the album the second that I heard it. It was the second track, I believe. I could be wrong on the album, but Maroon.
Maroon. What's your favorite part of Maroon?
just her return to her pop roots.
Yeah, she really is feeling like a pop princess all of a sudden. What's up with that?
And I was gonna say Bejeweled because I feel like that song in itself is about her returning like to her pop roots. Well, maybe they're not actually her pop roots. Her country roots were her roots, but her pop roots were her side roots when she went off route en route to stardom.
I'm much more of a Folklore, Evermore kind of Taylor fan. Those are the albums I enjoy most. Champagne Problems, you put that on, I want to scream it and cry. I like sad music though, I always have. But this album's good. It's really good.
I like it, and she's also, oh my God, making the money off of the way that I was shocked, but not surprised when she did the clock thing. Mm-hmm. So basically, if you guys don't know, you can get like a Taylor Swift Midnight's clock, but you have to buy 4, I'm pretty sure, I could be wrong, 4 different vinyls that make a clock. So that's, one person potentially buying 4 albums. So that's 4 sales for an album going towards one person. That is money, honey.
I'm not one of those people though, but I'm friends with people who like will support an artist like that and buy like all of their stuff.
Me too.
I wouldn't do that.
Shout out Catherine.
Oh, did Catherine buy all 4?
I don't think she's buying the 4, but she's bought multiple ones. And then she told me yesterday that I guess she's selling an additional song that isn't on Spotify at Target only.
Oh my God, she is capitalism personified. And you know what? Get your coin, babe. No one's putting your hand to the debit card on that one, guys. If you want it, then don't complain about it.
Seriously. And also stream Midnights by Taylor Swift.
This episode is sponsored by Jessica Simpson's return to her tuna empire, Chicken of the Sea. Craving tuna and mayonnaise.
All right. I'm going to stop you because I know you don't know where else to go with that.
No,
I was curious where that was going. So we love you, Ashley Tisdale. We love you, Taylor Swift. And we love you, Chicken of the Sea.
Make sure to check out these songs on the Spotify playlist and the YouTube playlist that Jonathan has curated for our campers.
We were listening to it while we were cooking the other night and we were like grooving.
Yeah, we're grooving because we made it.
I know. That's so true. But also a lot of Noah. The more these episodes go on, the less Noah there will be. But we have a whole album. It was like every song was Noah.
And you're welcome for that, campers. She's amazing.
Seriously.
Scary stories around the campfire.
It's time, campers, for a scary story.
I'm so scared. I'm shaking in my boots.
Oh, wait, you should be because this one is actually scary.
Okay.
I've been waiting to just be like scared. And if you know me, this kind of story is what scares me the most. Okay, I'm just going to get right into it, you guys. In May 2017, all the girls that were in our prom group had a sleepover the night before. We stayed at my best friend's house because her mom was out of town for the weekend. We had such a fun night planning for our senior prom, and at about midnight, we had all crashed in her mom's room, ready to get some beauty sleep for the long day that we had ahead of us, until my best friend looked out into the living room and said, "Who else is here?"
Oh, no.
They're all in the bedroom at this point, okay?
Okay.
We all looked around. Everyone was accounted for. So who was in the living room? It was then she started to have a panic. Sis was having an actual panic attack. We all tried to calm her down, telling her maybe it wasn't what she thought, but she insisted that she knew what she had seen. She explained that she saw a shadow on the wall outside of her mom's room and how when she asked out loud who else was in the house, the shadow looked like it was backing away. Everyone thought that she was just trying to be funny and was making a joke about the house being haunted, but she kept saying no, it was an actual person. Classic gaslighting by the high schoolers.
I know, but also like that's like the first thing that my mind would go to.
Me too.
I'm
I'm joking. I would too. I'm like, okay, like deflect it, pretend like it didn't happen, because you don't want to believe it,
yeah,
right?
Yeah.
Okay.
But also like they're at that age where it's like, everybody's just joking about things being scary and it's haunted.
I'm scared. Oh, wait.
Okay, continue. Sorry.
About an hour had passed. Everyone calmed down until there was a loud noise coming from the basement. We called the cops and they said that there would be someone there shortly to check on the premises. In the meantime, they all decided that they were going to band together and everyone grabbed like the closest thing to a weapon they could find in her mom's room. The writer wrote in and said, "I think I took a big ass picture from off the wall" as her weapon. And they all went into the living room and like camped out there because they were like, there's 8 of us, one of them. If someone's in this house, we're gonna be protected. We'll like fight them off. She said that one girl had like a fly swatter.
I'm hoping
more
somebody had a
frames.
kitchen knife. Please, somebody grab like
Yeah.
something of.
A butter knife,
Yeah.
a hammer.
Yeah.
Come on.
What would you grab in this very room?
I would grab the thermos.
So smart. Probably
Yeah.
made of lead.
Yeah, or even the binocular could really kick some ass.
Yeah. Oh my God, those are heavy. Okay, continue.
Okay. When we walked out into the living room, everything was exactly how we left it, except for the back door that I had closed earlier that evening. It was slightly open. Not long after, we heard police sirens, which was weird because they wouldn't turn their sirens on just to check the premises. After about 15 minutes or so, there was a knock on the door, and it was the police. They described some of the cars that were there and asked who drove them because someone had broken into the cars and dumped out their shit out of their purses all over the driveway, stole their cash that was supposed to be for their hair and makeup the next day, and then came into the house. The reason there were sirens is because they were literally chasing the perpetrator. They told us they were pursuing him on foot at one point, but he got away. We all got like an hour of sleep, but we had the best time at our senior prom. We weren't going to let being robbed take that away from us. Robbed of a good time, robbed of your cash, girls. A few days later, her mom noticed that the light bulbs from the back porch light had been unscrewed, and there were big footprints in the dirt in the backyard. They
That
look
is-
back on it and they laugh now, but they were literally in the house while they were being robbed.
That is so. I feel like how do I make it lighthearted and like, oh my God, that's something
No, it doesn't have to be. It's
turn back
scary.
around and laugh at. The unscrewed light bulb is definitely like, hey, someone was there earlier and did that so they wouldn't be seen at night. That's scary. That's terrifying.
Yeah, and it was an ongoing thing. But the thing was, it clearly they weren't targeted. I feel because there was like he was in the neighborhood being pursued on foot, like, you know.
Well, I think they were targeted because of the unscrewed light bulb. Or maybe, I guess he could have done it like when he was about to rob them. I feel like this had to have been a younger person. I feel like if somebody's smart and there's literally the sound of 8 girls in a house and it's somebody who's like grown and an experienced robber, wouldn't just pop on in. There's no way that they were quiet. I'm sure they were playing music.
Yeah, it's kind of crazy because they were like car checking. Like they checked out things and the cars were open. But what's crazy is that the person saw them, the shadow, right? And then an hour later heard a noise in the basement. So we just hung out in the house for another hour.
Oh, I hate that.
I
don't-
hate that.
Oh my God. And they're girls too. They're like younger girls.
Yeah, and luckily there's 8 of them, so they probably could fight someone off like that, but that's really terrifying. And that's like, she's being really casual and fun about it, but I am like horrified. That's like my worst nightmare.
That really is your worst nightmare.
I know.
And can I just tell you something?
What?
So we did switch around the cabins. I'm sure you noticed. But when I take my contacts out, I can't see them. The way that we have our doors open is at the shelf with that shirt on it. Always looks like somebody's standing
Oh, I know.
right there. And I don't have my contacts in. So I just go off of your vibe, whether you're scared or not. And I'm like, oh, I know there's a shirt there now, but it's still spooky-ooky.
No, it is scary, yeah. And to this camper, I'm glad you survived that almost attack. I'm horrified. Thank you for writing that in because it sent chills down my spine.
Yeah, all jokes aside, seriously, that is fucking terrifying. That is
Oh.
fucking scary.
So hopefully you're not listening to this episode of the Camp Counselors podcast directly before bed. And if you are, light a candle, pray to whoever you believe in, and hope you wake up tomorrow, campers, because we have a busy day of activities.
Who's making breakfast? Because we will not be. We'll be hungover.
Listen, I think that's all we got for today, right?
Yeah, that's all we've got for you. But if you have a scary story or gossip talk, you can send it to our email, campcounselorspod@gmail.com.
Yes. Thank you so much for clocking in today.
Clocking in. No,
Yeah,
that's
wait.
tomorrow when y'all make us breakfast.
Thank you so much, campers, for listening today. We love you so much. Tune in to next week. And for now,
Lights out, campers.